Welcome to Change Your Story, the podcast that helps women build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life from the inside out.
I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. I'm a personal trainer, nutrition educator, and mindset mentor, and I am here to help you feel strong, confident, and free in your body. Not by starving, shrinking, or punishing yourself, but by training with a purpose, eating with a purpose, and having faith through the process so you can change the way you see yourself forever. Inside this podcast, we break free from diet culture, perfectionism, and all the stories that have held you back. We rewrite the new ones rooted in truth, strength, and self-love. You will hear real talk, faith-fueled encouragement, proven fitness and nutrition strategies, and the mindset tools you need to stay consistent, stay focused, and believe in yourself again. If you are ready to stop starting over, build a life you love, and finally change your story, you are in the right place. Let's build a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit life. Let's rewrite your story. What is up, my girlies? Welcome back to the Change Your Story podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today we are going to continue to talk about the law of vibration. And if you listened to the last episode and you've never even heard about that, I hope that it sparked your interest. I hope that it made you start wanting to learn about this stuff. I have for the past probably 4 years now, and I just love it. It really does help you see that you do have a lot more power over yourself, your life, your body, your dreams than you realize. And I just think this is so cool. So I wanted to keep talking because I didn't want to make last week super long, but I kind of want to continue on. And so that's why this week we're really talking about your thoughts, how they are the seeds. And so I want to ask you what you are growing, right? Because frequency, vibration, it doesn't lie. And so your thoughts carry frequency. They are shaping your reality every single day. So the story that you tell yourself becomes the energy that your body responds to. Whatever you believe in, this is the truth, because it's just like saying, I don't believe in gravity or the sun or night and day. Well, it is what it is. It just is. And so that's what I love about the law of vibration or the law of energy. So here's a really important thing, ladies, to consider is that your inner dialogue isn't just background noise. It is the script that is shaping your story. Yes. This is why once you become aware of what you are thinking about, sometimes you can get overwhelmed and think you are really negative and how are you going to change? Nope, this just means that you're actually listening to the dialogue that is going on in your head. And this is, before you can change anything in your life, I should say, before you want to change anything and make it a lasting change in your life, you have to go inward. So once you understand, ladies, that the only way out, the only way to transform is to go within. The only way out is through. And we have to be willing to go into those places, because everything that you think is a seed, every word you speak is water. And your emotions, they are the sunlight that determine whether that seed grows or dies. And so the power of your inner dialogue is so powerful, because your brain is listening to everything that you say. It's called your subconscious mind. It's registering everything that you are internally speaking to yourself, all the conversations that you have that nobody can hear, even the words that you actually speak out loud. Your thoughts are so powerful. They are the most potent frequency in the universe. They have the highest amount of frequency. So repeated thoughts that you constantly think, they will become your beliefs. And then those beliefs, they're going to shape your perception, your identity, and eventually your habits, right? So like if you're constantly thinking, that you're not good enough, that you're fat, that you're ugly, that you're not smart, that you don't have what it takes. Be very careful with those thoughts, because those thoughts you are planting. And pretty soon your language will start to reflect that. I don't know if you've been around anybody or know anybody that has low self-esteem or that really struggles. These are like the friends that are kind of sarcastically put themselves down, or some just blatantly call themselves fat, or they're losers, or they're not smart, or they're not good with computers, or like, pay attention. You will start to hear people's belief systems in the way that they talk. It can come out in sarcasm, it can come out in just putting themselves down, but that's really powerful, because that is the program that is running. That's the program. So sometimes you're like, I want this result, but why am I doing the opposite? It's because you're programmed to do the thing that you don't want to do. The thing you do want to do, your program isn't set up for that. So you have to reprogram. You have to change that inner dialogue. Your inner story becomes an energetic pattern that your body will follow. And so that pattern, that frequency, either pulls you forward or pulls you back, because we never stay stagnant. This is so important. And I think I talked about it last time. It's like, we are either progressing or we're regressing. We're either moving forward or we're disintegrating. We are either creating or we're disintegrating. We don't stay, like, everything, energy is always moving. It is never still. Like, everything in the universe is always vibrating, always moving. And so it's up to you to choose which way that it's going to move, which frequency that it is going to vibe on, right? So it's really important to understand that, okay, if my inner dialogue is that powerful, if my thoughts are that potent, what type of questions am I having with myself? What type of questions am I asking myself? What kind of conversations am I having with myself? This is where it gets real, because your thoughts are seeds. So you have to ask yourself, when you have those thoughts, who planted those thoughts there? Did you choose them, or were they given to you? Right? So this is really important. Sometimes we choose them, sometimes they're given to us and we choose them, right? It depends the environments that we grow up in, the family lives that we have, maybe our culture that's around us, maybe the friendships that we have will play into this a lot. And so this is where you can be a little bit of a soul rebel, okay? And I love this term, because I just feel like sometimes we have to be a little bit of a rebel with our soul and what it is that we truly want, because none of us are supposed to be alike. We are each unique. And so sometimes it's going to feel like we're rebelling against what culture says, against what our family says, our religion says, even our friendships say that we should be. And so in the Soul Rebel episode, I talked about this. It's like, changing your life starts with having the courage to challenge the thoughts and belief systems that you were raised in, right? Religious, cultural expectations, family conditions, they all shape how we see ourselves. But here's the thing, just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's true. And just because you are taught it doesn't mean that you have to keep carrying it. This was a huge transformation for me in my thought, because I never thought to question that until I started seeking transformation and growth and really started pursuing a relationship with myself. These questions started coming up. And so what I want to share with you is that being a soul rebel just means that you question the narrative. You stop asking, is this right? And you start asking, is this aligned with who I truly am and the life that I want to live, right? Because what may be right for somebody else may not be right for you. Because like I said, our soul is like a unique thumbprint. What we're put on this earth for, nobody can box in or tell us what that is supposed to look like. That's why our relationship with ourselves and to God or your higher power is so important, because that's where the answers come from. Remember how I said, in order to go through, you have to go within. In order to get out, you have to go in. right? And so in means, connecting to your highest self, connecting to your higher power, whatever that is for you. It's getting quiet enough to hear the answers. It's getting curious enough to knock. It's getting curious enough to start looking for treasure, looking for what it is that you are supposed to be on your path. And so, like last time in the last episode, I talked about Dr. Emoto's water experiment. I just think this is so cool. It showed the effects that words have on the molecule structure of water. Positive words create these beautiful systematical crystals, where negative ones create chaotic, broken shapes. All right. And think about this, you are made up of 60 to 70% water. So every cell in your body carries water in it. So the thoughts that you repeat to yourself are shaping your biology every single day. And you have the power to transform this. You have the power to speak into you, every cell of your body, every single cell that makes you up. You have the ability to transform it by using your thoughts and your words. And it's no surprise, religious or not, that in the Bible it says that before anything was created, that God thought and God spoke. It also says in the Bible that the power of life and death are in the tongue, so that they're in the words that we speak. And we're usually going to speak what we're thinking. We're usually going to speak, and not so much what we're thinking, but our deep belief systems will come out. And so what type of world are you creating for yourself? What type of body are you creating for yourself? It doesn't matter how bad you want something, how bad you want the fit body, how bad you want the healthy habits, how bad you want the dream life or the good relationship with yourself, or want to feel beautiful. If the systems that are running are destructive, are making distorted, warped belief systems, because your inner dialogue is aligned with that. So we have to, in order to transform, we have to go within. We have to start looking at what thoughts are we allowing ourselves to think, and what are our words saying when we speak. We can say one thing, but if our belief system is something else, that will be the thing that's running the show. So I want to give you some takeaways that you can work on here is that number one, monitor your inner dialogue, okay? 2, use affirmations that raise your vibration. This is super important. I know a lot of people say affirmations, they're silly, they're stupid, they don't work. They do work. You just don't feel aligned with them yet. At one point you said negative things about yourself and you believe them, so you could absolutely change your dialogue to start speaking positive things, and you will start going in that direction. It is uncomfortable in the beginning, but you have to believe in it so much, because words carry frequency, and words that are aligned with love, compassion, truth, empathy. Remember what they did to the water? Think about what they're doing to you. So you have to speak over yourself like you are the best project that you'll ever work on. Number 3, practice mirror work, or speak your mantras out loud. Stare at yourself in the eyes. Look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself. Even if you cry, even if you don't feel it, get in the habit of looking at yourself every day and telling yourself that you love yourself. Or like Louise Hay says, is I am willing to learn to love you. I loved that one because I didn't feel connected with just saying I love you. So I just found that I had to say, I'm willing to learn to love and to like you. And I love that book. Actually, it's Louise Hay's book, 21 Day Mirror. I think I've talked about this a lot on the podcast. So if this is something that you're really needing to work on, I highly recommend her 21 Day Mirror Challenge book. And then the next thing is visualize yourself living from a place of higher frequency. So this just means a place of your highest self, the habits, the energy, literally, physically energy, having more energy, being happier, being more joyful. You have to constantly picture those things. And this is cool because in a couple more podcasts, I'm going to do a podcast on visualization. It's so important that we're always visualizing, just to let you know. We're always daydreaming, but are we actually doing it intentionally, or are we unintentionally visualizing the things that we don't want? I have been there. I still find myself struggling with this. So I'm excited to share with you guys in a few episodes some things that I have learned to really help with this. Lastly, as we wrap this up, stressful thoughts, ladies, equals cortisol, cravings, and poor recovery, right? When we're constantly thinking on negative things, it drains our energy. And when it drains our energy, what do? We want to go to something for a dopamine hit, because we start to feel stressed out. Those thoughts can create anxiety, depression, create us to have like obsessive behaviors, and this actually changes our body's chemistry, right? So we have to kind of learn to switch that connection with our thoughts to be more empowering, because when we have those thoughts that are empowering, when we take those moments, whether it's meditation, gratitude in the morning, this really actually has an effect on your nervous system. It regulates your nervous system, it improves your metabolism, and it helps you have better results, because when you work from a place of intention and calmness, and instead of reacting all the time, you are responding. You're just in a better mindset and mind frame. Remember, you cannot shame yourself into change. You have to love yourself into alignment. And so I want to leave you with some journal prompts before we finish today, okay? So if you have a pen, get a pen. If not, you can always come back to this after and listen to it. So number one journal thought today is, what's one belief I've been carrying that isn't actually mine? What is one belief I have been carrying that isn't actually mine? Then the next question will be, for that first question, where did you learn it from? So you can say, where did I learn it? Where did I learn this belief that I've been thinking or believing? And then the third question is, what is a higher frequency belief I can plant instead? A lot of the time it's just the opposite of whatever belief we've been having. All right, ladies, every thought you think is either raising or lowering your vibration. If you want to change your body, start by changing the frequency of your story. Become a soul rebel who chooses truth over tradition, and start planting seeds that grow the life you actually want. Well, my friends, that is it. That is all for today. If you love this episode, make sure to share it with 3 friends. Tag me on social media. Go to the homepage of this podcast. Leave a review. Leave a rating. It takes 2 seconds. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.